I don't know, it was weird. Anyway, my inner child was very happy. Such a British thing to say. Tuesday, I was supposed to have a full day of writing, and instead, I had a full day of watching anime and just lazing around the house. I went to my mom for a while, and I kept talking in Spanglish, and I forgot I wrote, and I'm not sure. I I don't know if I'm gonna keep it, but right now it's kind of funny to me. How cute. Hi. Hi, hello. How are we? I have been the worst at blogging this week. It's the first time that I'm speaking today. It is currently 7:30, and yeah, it has been such a good week, but I have blogged none of it, which, yeah, well, I did blog a little bit. I had a bank holiday this week and I had 2 days of work actually. And then the past 3 days, I went back to work on Wednesday. And the past 3 days, I've just been very focused on getting back into my routine, which I'm doing pretty well. I went on a run this morning. I've gone on 2 runs this week. I only have one more to go. So I'm doing great. The bank holiday was one of the best weekends I've had in a really long time. Didn't write or work on Project Clouds as much as I wanted, but I had so much fun. Hi, hello, welcome. If you've never seen me before, nice to meet you. I'm KJ, I'm an aspiring fantasy author, and Project Clouds is the YA cozy fantasy that I'm working on at the minute. And it's approaching the 1 year mark. I think I started this project on the 15th of June, so I'll have to celebrate in some way. And yeah, I do writing blogs, I do a monthly wrap up of what I've been getting up to. This week I was supposed to blog and I didn't. But I did have a lovely bank holiday. I'll give you a rundown. Sunday we went to the Pine Woods and did a little um hike, and it was so good. I felt so inspired. It was actually the best thing ever. I'll insert some clips now of it over as I'm talking. It was so sunny. We've just had a heat wave here in the UK, and we've had such lovely sunny days. We did, I don't know, I think like 10 kilometers on Saturday walking, which amazing. And the weather was great. The beach reminded me so much of my hometown in Spain. It kept making me emotional. Since I was 8 years old, I said that I was I said that I was gonna move to the UK. I was gonna go to uni here, and then I would meet someone. I would meet my soulmate, and we would build our lives together here, and I would stay in the UK. Like, this is where I wanted to live because of how green it was. And walking through the pine woods, it felt like home. Like, this is what my inner child wanted, to live somewhere where there's this much greenery and you can just go to places like this. It's just so lovely because there's not that much where I'm from in Spain. Like, there is a little bit, but not as readily available as it is in the UK. And then when we went to the beach, it was so much like my hometown that I was like a piece of home away from home, even though now this is my home as well. I don't know. I think it was the perfect combination of how I felt growing up, being half Spanish, half Scottish. It was like I have finally had those two countries together in one place. I don't know, it was weird. Anyway, my inner child was very happy. And then Sunday, we ended up having an impromptu barbecue and we painted rocks. It was really fun. I think my rocks were the best ones. I'm not gonna lie to you. They turned out really cute. Monday, we went on a lovely walk around the lake and had some ice cream. We didn't last long because it was like 27 degrees, but it felt like 35. This is such a British thing to say, but the heat wave, this country is not ready for heat waves, and being the year that it is, I don't know why. But anyway, thankfully, we have aircon in my office, so work has actually been lovely because it's just cold in there. And Tuesday, I was supposed to have a full day of writing, and instead, I had a full day of watching anime and just lazing around the house and on the sofa, and it was glorious. Yeah, I'm I'm not feeling bad about it. I have worked on Project Clouds, and I'm currently on chapter 29 of 33. So we're definitely finishing it this week or next week. I'm way ahead of schedule. I was supposed to finish around the 21st of June, and I'm 2, 3 weeks ahead of schedule. So, but that's great. I realized the other day that I haven't actually said what Project Clouds is about much in a while. So, Project Clouds, as I said earlier, is my YA cozy fantasy. It features my lovely female main character, Aileen, is a single point of view, and she's an 18-year-old who has spirit magic. She can see spirits, like ghosts of people and animals and etc. And she's a bit of the black sheep of her family because her spirit magic doesn't allow her to use the other elements like every other witch in the world. And she messes up and she gets sent to the last place on earth that she wants to be in, which is a magical academy located in a sky island, and it hosts witches, vampires, and shifters. And she thinks she's gonna have the worst time of her life. Turns out she's having the best time of her life until she doesn't, and then everything goes downhill. Because the author is the villain, and then it all picks up again. But yeah, we've got found family, we've got very cute and sassy familiars, we've got elemental magic, which is my favorite type of magic. I'm sorry, I'm basic. It's just great. Okay, I grew up watching Avatar The Last Airbender. Do with that which you will. It's just really fun, I think. And I realized, because it's supposed to be cozy, I think it's okay, but I realized that my fun and games blend in a bit with bad guys close in, but I think that's okay. I don't know. I am gonna do a read through of the whole thing and annotate it, which I'll talk about separately, and we'll see if things work together or not. I did delete a whole chapter the other day, actually. However, because early on, well, around the midpoint, I split one chapter in two. So it actually has worked out really well because I'm still gonna have 33 chapters at the end. But the other day I was going through this chapter and I was like, I am so bored. This adds nothing. So I killed my darling. I was like, doesn't need to be here. Doesn't really add anything at all. It could have added some things earlier on, but then it makes no sense to have it earlier on. So that's what I did. But yeah, it's been a really nice week. I just, I've been so focused on my routine and enjoying myself and just writing and getting things done that I just haven't blocked it. I'm very sorry. I promise that we will try to do better. I'm very happy with my progress, actually. It's good. I think, I mean, I keep going back and forth between really liking this book and absolutely hating my writing. So conflicting, of course, but that's what happens. I think I always say it's my imposter syndrome, but I think it's just part of the creative process because I can see where I really need to improve the story on a line level. But so far, I think I've really fixed all the plot inconsistencies and the plot holes that I had in the first draft. Obviously, this is just the second draft, but I think also the pressure that I want to query these starting at the end of August, I think maybe early September, I think that's putting a lot of pressure on what it sounds like, even though that was not the focus of this draft at all, or the focus of this editing pass. Yeah, I keep feeling very nervous, and I'm like, is this actually good? Should I just put it aside and just focus on something new? But I know that that's just myself sabotaging my process and my progress and this story, which I don't know, it's cozy, it's fun, it's light-hearted, but at the same time is not. Like there is an element of grief and dealing with difficult family dynamics after a loss in the family and things like that, and wanting to be part of your family so desperately that you just put aside what you actually want, and then realizing that maybe you can have both and standing up for what you think is right, which that's the character arc that Aileen goes through. And it's actually quite personal to me because I feel like I've gone through that and I think a lot of people will be able to relate to it. And I don't know, I think it can be a really good story. It's just on a line level, it really needs to improve in certain places, but I still want to keep her voice. But yeah, I don't know. I keep going back and forth. I think it can be a really good book. I just still have a lot of work to do. And yeah. But the good thing, because I'm weeks ahead of schedule, it means that I have more time to work on draft three, which will be line edits and what it actually reads like. So that should be fun. I could probably do some writing today in the evening. I don't know. But yeah, I need to go now. See you in a bit. Ooh, shoot, that did not work. Hi, hello. It is too many hours later. It's 8:45 p.m. and I've just been chilling and decided to do some writing. So let's do that. I've got some apple juice with ice because it's really warm. I am very tired, My brain is not really working very well. I was talking to my mom for a while and I kept talking in Spanglish. And yeah, I was like, oh, I don't know this word. I can't remember this other word. But yeah, I'm in the living room. I'm very chill. I've got a lofi music playlist on. What playlist? Video on. And yeah, let's do some writing, shall we? How cute is this? It just occurred to me that this may be AI, and now I'm like, I hope not, but it is kind of cute. It is cute. Ay, if someone can tell me if this is AI or not, I'm gonna be very sad. I have just finished editing chapter 29. I think it's a bit rushed and it definitely needs some fluffing out, but I'm gonna wait to see the final word count because obviously I've deleted quite a lot. I deleted a whole I deleted a whole chapter and stuff. So I'm hoping that the word count will be less. Famous last words, we'll see. And yeah, but chapter 29 is done. I need to go plug my laptop and I'm quite tired, so I'll see you tomorrow and I'll probably work on chapter 30 tomorrow morning. I do have an appointment. I'm getting my nails done. A little girly self-care time. But before that, I wanna wake up early, continue with my routine, even during the weekends. So, we'll see. Ooh, let's update the tracker because I haven't done that in a couple of days. Good morning. I'm still waking up, but I just started editing chapter 30 and there's this one line that I forgot I wrote and I'm not sure. I I don't know if I'm gonna keep it, but right now it's kind of funny to me. I'll is this my character's voice? I'm like, I completely forgot I wrote this, but I actually like the kind of world building that it shows a tiny bit when it comes to witches and stuff. Anyway, I'll read it. Gotta prepare. It was hidden near the Astrodome, behind a statue of Sage Merlin the 25th, because witches had zero original thoughts when it came to naming their children, apparently. What the fuck? It's gonna stay for now, I think. Is that too much? She's a teenager, she's 18, you know, it's first person. It's basically a lot of her very raw thoughts at times. I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. We'll see. I didn't cry. I almost did. I am feeling very emotional. I've reached the end of this pass. I've just done a pass of chapter 33 and I love it. I really, really love it. And definitely need to do some line level editing to make it more emotional. But it is pretty emotional right now. I think I need to show more of the feelings rather than telling. I think there's a bit too much telling. Pass is done, 33 chapters, and how many weeks ahead? 3 weeks ahead of schedule. Can I get an applause? I think I've done really well. I'm gonna take a break for a few days and then I will do my read through and we'll start getting this ready to query because that is insane. But yes, I'm gonna leave it here for now. Thank you so much for coming along on this little journey of mine, and I hope you have a lovely, lovely day, week, month, writing time, and I hope you will be coming along to my next one as I read through this book. I'm gonna do annotations and all of that, which I will talk about in my next writing blog. The next video will be my May wrap up, so it'll be the one after that. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, and I hope I see you in the next one.